Hi guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Kook Shed, my own little YouTube channel where I share tips that I think might be handy for surfers, bodyboarders and even sometimes some skaters. Today it's a quick one. I'm going to talk about change mats. I don't know if you use them or not, but I have found that they're pretty handy bits of gear. I'm talking about a mat that you keep in the car to get changed on when you're getting in and out of your wetsuit or surf gear. So some of you may live like me in places that have a bit more of an extreme climate. It might get quite cold in winter, and it can be quite unpleasant on a cold rainy morning or a freezing cold morning, frosty morning, getting in and out of your wetsuit in the car park or on the wet grass or on the cold sand or something like that. So I've found that a change mat can actually come in quite handy. Another thing that they can be used for is when it's really hot, like in the middle of summer, getting changed on the hot tar or on the hot sand. It can be, quite uncomfortable. So change mats are an easy solution. So I'll just go through a couple of types of change mats. So you can get, sometimes wetsuit companies will give you a change mat. This is an old, really old Ripco one. It came free with a wetsuit. I just leave it in the back of my car to put, when I put my wetsuits and wetsuit box and stuff on top. I don't actually use this one for a change mat, but because it's quite big. But some of you might like that bigger size. So keep an eye out for those. Sometimes you can get a freebie change mat with a wetsuit. I know my mate got a free one of these with a wetsuit. So that can be, and it's just wetsuit material. It's just it's just a large piece of neoprene. So and that's big enough for you to get in and out of a steamer and for it to not touch the sand. That's another thing too. If you're getting in and out of a new wetsuit on sharp rocks or sand, these things can get in your wetsuit, possibly even damaging them. Some tar or gravel is quite sharp. It can actually tear wetsuits if you're standing on them while you're getting in and out of them. So that's another reason that you might want to look into getting a change mat. Now, surf shops sell change mats. You can go and buy a change mat to get changed on. Now, they're going to charge you a fair bit of money, and basically it's just a mat between your feet and the ground. And I've seen them around $70 for a change mat. So I've sort of circumvented that, and I've tried this one. This is just a carpet square. You can just get a carpet square from, I don't know, you might have one in the garage, or you can just get a mat that's laying around. It's anything that's going to protect your feet and be comfortable for you to stand on. This size, it's not too bad. It's pretty small, about as small as you want to go, but it's enough for me to keep my feet off the ground and keep most of my wetsuit up off the ground while I'm getting changed, to save sand getting in it, or so I found that's been quite handy. Now, you just got to pay attention to what sort of carpet mat you might be using. You want it to sort of have a rubber back. You want it to be able to dry out as well. You don't want a carpet that's going to get really wet and just stay wet. So keep that in mind. Now, I've seen another type at the surf shop. It's like a bag. So when you buy it, it's like a circle, and it's circular shaped, and you stand on the circle, and it's got these sort of walls around it with a drawstring. So when you get changed out of your wetsuit, and your wetsuit's sitting on the round circle, you step out of it, and then you pull on the drawstring of the sides of the walls, and it actually becomes a bag. So that can be quite handy too, but you're going to pay a little bit of money for those, so keep that in mind. You might not care about that, but I don't know, I try and do things cheaply if I can. And that brings me to this one, which is This is the one I've been using actually at the moment, and it's actually working out really well. I really like it. This is just a piece of, it's a bit dirty because it's been in the car. This is just a piece of artificial turf, artificial grass, and I found it's really good, really, really good. The texture catches all the sand. Yeah, the sand goes into it and gets it off your feet, and so you wipe your feet on it too, and it gets the sand, it traps it in there, and you just shake it out later. It's also because it's plastic, like a plastic sort of artificial turf, it doesn't get as wet as a carpet square, I've noticed. So yeah, it stays dry longer, and it's not going to go sort of feral in your car if you leave it in your car in the middle of winter and you're just getting changed in and out of your wetsuit every day. It seems to stay drier. So that's my tip. This is my #1 change mat on the cheap. Just a bit of artificial turf, artificial grass matting that you can get at sort of any home improvement store. Now I just cut that with a razor blade, but I might sort of melt the edges to stop it fraying. Maybe I could just melt it with a lighter or something just to stop, because you don't want shards and fragments of the mat coming off in the car park or at the beach, because you know, microplastics is becoming quite an issue in our natural environment. So you don't want to add to the pollution down at the beach. So you don't want bits of your carpet square or mat that you've cut, you don't want that staying at the beach. So keep that in mind. And that brings me to another point. When you've got changed, you've used your mat, and you've chucked everything in the car and you're leaving, don't forget to grab your mat and take it with you. Because basically, yeah, you're leaving rubbish at the beach. Well, you and I know it's not rubbish, but you're leaving stuff at the beach that you probably shouldn't. So yeah, remember always to put your change mat in the car with you when you go. And yeah, it should serve you pretty well. I've made this one a bit bigger than a carpet square, and that seems to be a good size. I'm not sure on the exact measurements, but yeah, it's a little bit bigger. I'll show you a bit of a comparison there. There you go. So I've made it a bit bigger than a regular carpet square, and it's big enough for a steamer and me to get changed on. Yeah, another good idea for a surf mat, cheap and cheerful, is these foam little interlocking foam squares. You can pick them up from home improvement stores, camping stores, things like Bunnings. I don't know if you get Bunnings where you are, but yeah, places like that, or Aldi sells them sometimes when they've got a camping special on. But yeah, they're interlocking foam mats, and you just get one of them. And yeah, I saw my mate using one the other day, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea for a change mat too. So they're nice and soft, comfortable to stand on. They're light, very light. They're not going to get waterlogged because yeah, they're not absorbent, so that's really cool. And yeah, they're going to drain the sand through those holes as well, and the water. So yeah, that's a really good one. I might give that one a whirl. Now I think it's around the same size. Yeah, it's about the same size as my AstroTurf one I've been using actually. So yeah, it's pretty much bang on. So perfect, because I found that's a really good size for me. So yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, that's about it for surf change mats today. If you found this helpful, hit like. If you've got any other ideas that you want to share about surf change mats, if you use something interesting or different that you want to tell us about, let us know. Leave it in the comments, and it might help someone else, and that's what the channel's all about. And if you want to see more reviews and helpful hints and things like that that I think might help you in the world of surfing and bodyboarding, etc., we'll just hit subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you here next time on Kook Shed. So thanks for dropping in. Catch ya.